ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Everybody can repeat along with me. Bhadram Karnebi. Just look at the book and then you can chant along with me slowly. Om Bhadram Karnebi Shrunuyama Deva. No, don't repeat to me. Just tell along with me. Say along with me. Om Bhadram Karnebi Shrunuyama
Devaha
Bhadram Pashyemakshabhiryajatraः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुं
Stushtuvaagum.
Yeah, Mohini is unmuted.
Okay. Do you want me to follow or repeat with you,
Okay,
Jyotimaji?
let's do that. Let everybody repeat after me. That's I'll say it and Mohini, you can say it. Everybody stay muted. Everybody stay muted. Except Mohini. Everybody's muted. Everybody's muted.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Om Bhadram Karnebi Shrunuyama Devaha
Om Bhadram Karnebhih Shrunuyama Devaha
Bhadram Pashyemakshabhiryajatraः
Bhadram Pashyemakshabhiryajatraah
स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुं सस्तनूभिः
Sthirairangaistushtuvaagum
व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः
Vyashema Devahitam Yadayuhu
स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः
Swasti na Indro Vruddhashravah
स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः
Swasti na Pusha Vishwavedah
स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः
Swasti nastarksho arishtanemihi
स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु
Swasti no Brihaspati dadhatu
ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Let's read the Bhaashyam. ज्ञानमात्रे यद्यपि ज्ञानमात्रे
Sorry. Jnana matre
यद्यपि
yadyapi
सर्वाश्रमिणाम्
sarvashravinam
अधिकारः
adhikadaha
तथापि
tatapi
संन्यासनिष्ठा एव
sannyasa nishtha eva
Brahma Vidya
Brahma Vidya
Moksha Sadhanam
Moksha Sadhanam
Na Karma Sahita Iti
Na Karma Sahita Iti
Bhaikshyacharyam Charantaha
Bhaikshacharyaam Charantaha
Sannyasa Yogat
Sannyasa Yogat
Iti Cha
Iti Cha
Dhruvan Darshayati.
Dhruvam Darshayati.
Yeah. So we are studying Mundakopanishad. We are studying the Shankara Bhaashyam of the Upanishad. Generally, when we study an Upanishad, there are two ways to teach or study it. One is study the Moolam. Moolam means what? It's a technical word. It refers to just the mantras of the Upanishad. Like we studied Bhagavad Gita, shloka, and then we study it, explain it. Or the second way of doing it is like this, what we are doing now. Study the mantra, which we are going to start, and then Bhaashyam, commentary. That is the way to two ways of studying. Now, in the first way of studying, when we do only the Moolam without the Bhaashyam, the teacher should have studied the Bhaashyam. The teacher's explanation should involve the aspects of the Bhaashyam and not just take off creatively, that creativity, too much creativity won't work here in the Shastra. Because facts are facts. It's like being, suppose you teach algebra to children. You can have creativity only in giving examples. You can use apples. 2 plus 3 is 5. अच्छा दो apple लाओ इधर, तीन apple लाओ, and then tell me how many it is. It's 5. Okay, there you can use apples, oranges, pens, pencils. You can bring children, boys, 2 boys stand there, 2 boys, 3 boys stand there. You can do all that. That's creative. That's good. But in terms of the actual facts, there is nothing to be creative about, right? So, but then Upanishad being cryptic. Cryptic means some words, many words in the Upanishad, it appears as though we know it, but we may not know it. That's the idea. So here, go back to the table. Karma column, Jnanam column. This is what we have to refer to. For some time, we're going to be referring to that. Okay. So what did we say? Karma and Jnanam was. Two columns we had. So karma is aparavidya, jnanam is paravidya. Karma gives karma phalam. Jnanam also has a phalam. Every knowledge has a benefit, but it's called jnana phalam. It's not karma phalam. Okay. And what is the phalam of jnanam? It is moksha versus karma phalam is what? Dharma, artha, and kama. And what about karma phalam? It is anityam, impermanent. You know that very well. And then moksha is what? Nitya phalam. It is nityam. And it is nityam, therefore it is not even phalam. It is not even phalam, really speaking. Why? Because the definition of phalam is what? Phalgudaya liyate iti phalam. Just phalam is fruit, my dear friend. Tell me which fruit is this one nityam, you tell me. Fruit is not nityam. If the fruit is not covered with pesticide, then it will rot quickly. Otherwise, it will stay for 1 week, 2 weeks, and all. It will stay because the bacteria has no way of entering this fruit. And so anyway, but in any case, it is anityam. Therefore, jnana phalam is moksha, karma phalam is dharma, artha, and kama. Then we used some other words. Karma phalam is sadhya vishaya. Sadhya means what? I have to expend some effort and wait it out to get that karma phalam. What about jnanam? Jnanam, the minute you know, you got the result of knowledge also. Okay. So it is not called sadhyam, it is called siddha vishaya. Siddha means it already is. It already is. It already is. It is true with any knowledge also, really speaking. Any knowledge, anything, all the subjects children and youth and others learn, it's all facts. There's nothing to change. Either I know it or I don't know it. That is one way. That is one way to look at it. The other way is what? When Nishad is talking about myself, and it is talking about a fact of myself that I am not who I think I am. And therefore, it is only removing my ignorance, so to speak. It doesn't create anything. It doesn't create Brahma. How can you create Brahma? How can it create existence? Existence is what is. So, that's called Sadhya Vishaya. These are all things we will slowly, our understanding will improve on these topics. And then, ah, all right, Sadhya, Siddha Vishaya. Those are the main aspects. We can add periodically. We can say Preyas and Shreyas. Now that we study Kathopanishad, Shreyascha Preyascha Manushyametaha. Shreyas, Moksha, Preyas, Samsaraha, Dharmartha Kamaha. That's what it is. Now, if you keep this in mind, then the rest of the Bhaashyam will become pretty straightforward. Not only that, when Shankara says karma, when he uses the word karma in this commentary, he is referring not just brushing the teeth and this kind of ordinary karma and all, turning on the light and then going to the grocery store and buying grocery and all. No, not that kind of karma. He's talking about Vaidika karma. A general karma. He's talking about a Vedic lifestyle. He's talking about people who were immersed in karma those days, who were committed to karma and they could not see beyond karma. That was a life those days. And therefore, his idea of karma is Vaidika karma. Well, now, Vedikas have to do karma. A lot of karma is there to be done. Every day we are supposed to do karma. Anushthanam is there. Many of us don't do all that. But don't do all that doesn't mean it is not there. It is there. So to some extent, this discussion is not relevant for many of those who don't know what Sandhya Vandanam is, forgotten, who don't know what lighting the lamp is, who don't know chanting, nothing. So gone. It's all gone. Completely gone. This discussion becomes irrelevant. But assume that we are all doing some Vedika karma periodically. And you've done it Griha Pravesham, you must have invited a Pandit and then done a Griha Pravesham, Navagraha Homam, all this we would have done. At least there are certain occasions when we do it. All right. So that kind of karma is referring to. Why? Because this ashrama dharma was so predominant. Even now it is there. So ashrama dharma means what? Brahmachari ashrama, grahastha ashrama, vanaprastha, sannyasa. This is how this was supposed to be the journey of a human being. All right. So brahmachari is devoted to studies. Studies. So all the sciences, including the Vedas, those days. And then what grahastha ashrama means suddenly this person becomes responsible for more than just one person, many people. Many people here. Connected families now become very big. And so responsibility goes up, and when children are there, your responsibility keeps growing, growing, growing. All right. Grihe tishtati. That's what grahastha. Grahastha means what? Grihe tishtati iti grahastha. The one who literally stays at home. This grahastha is a busy guy. He can't afford to stay at home, really speaking. He has to go out there. If he doesn't go, the wife will kick him out or something. Jointly, they have to figure out who's doing what. Quickly figure out. We can't sit around like this. Okay. So that guy is called grahastha. Tishtati means what? This guy is hooked to the family. No family can say, oh, it's all too boring. It's all too painful. And walk away. Walk away. My children are taking too much time. They don't listen to me. I feel like just going off. Yeah. Sometimes they say I feel like going off. That is correct. I agree with you. I feel like just running away from here. Yeah. Running away from here. Correct. You feel like running away, ask him to come. We are conducting a camp. Ask him to come to the camp. Only 3 days, not 1 week and all. People are coming for 2 days and all. I don't know. It's 2 days will pass just like that. Okay, ask him to come for 2 days to the ashram. 1.5 days, you'll start asking what taxi, when are we leaving, when is the camp getting over? Kya ho gaya? What happened? Ashram you don't like? And क्या कुछ नहीं है, टीवी नहीं है, every day is all roti and dal, roti, dal, dal, roti. For a change, there is dal, roti. And I'm missing all my tinkus and chinkus and pittus and laddus and all. I'm missing. That's what he will say. Then he comes home and say, "Arey beta, kaise hai aap? Arey, I missed you so much." This is the fate of the guy who says, "I want to run away from here." Running away is not possible. That's why he's called a grahastha. He is talking, Shankaracharya is saying this guy who is hooked to the family, karma, and this jnanam, how can this man study and get moksha? It's not possible. That's why earlier he said, Sannyasa Nishta Eva Brahma Vidya Moksha Sadhanam Tathapi, right? What did he say? Earlier he said, yeah, knowledge is anybody can know anytime. Okay, this is not karma. This is not like mountain climbing or people can't go just like that. Even driving, some people say, oh, driving is not for me. See, so not everybody can do karma. Cooking is not for me. Okay, all this they say. But if somebody wants to know something, it's there. Nobody can stop anybody from knowing. This we saw last class. And that's why he says, but he says, even though that is true, even though anybody can know anything at any time, nobody can stop that person. Sannyasa nishta eva, he said that last time. Okay. Why? Because this Grahasta's life is like this. This guy is supposed to be doing a lot of karma. Karma, if you start doing karma, you won't have time for Shravanam and all. You won't have time for Shravanam. Because one has to pay attention. It is more about maturing, having matured, understanding what's what. And so he's saying, look at, I did not explain one word in the last sentence, right? What is that word? What is that word?
Guruji, you got muted.
I got muted. Who is muting me like that? It was too boring, just mute. That's a nice idea, actually. I didn't realize that. Okay. So, uh, anyway, I was asking, where did we stop in the last class? There's one word in that whole sentence, tatapi, sannyasa nishta eva, moksha sadhanam, etc. Okay. One word I did not cover, and that word is karma sahita. Karma sahita. So he's saying this Brahma Vidya, which is what will give me moksha, and karma, which will give me everything except moksha, don't go together. That's what he's saying. That is the whole point. Karma Sahita Vidya means what? No. Okay, I understand. Vidya is important. There's some concession they make. They say karma gives moksha. Then you say karma gives moksha. Oh, Upanishad is talking about karma not giving moksha. How can you say karma gives moksha? So then Bhartar Prapancha and all come up and say, no, okay, I understand now. Upanishad is also part of Veda only. What can we do? And so now karma doesn't give moksha. Jnanam is need for moksha, but karma helps, accentuates, amplifies, strengthens, and helps you get knowledge. Like that, there is a view. And the view is negated by these arguments that Shankaracharya is making, saying that it's not possible. No amount of, you have to just walk away from karma. When you know karma, when really if you want moksha, let's put that big if there. If I want moksha, which is nityam, and I know karma, whatever karma can do will only produce anityam. How can There will be a point when I have to walk away from karma. If you want a salary, only karma can give salary. Jnanam can't give you salary. Okay, if you want to maintain a house, you have to do karma. The guy is not saying that. But at some point, you have to walk away from karma. Do whatever you have to do, but then jnanam has a different adhikari for jnanam. For jnanam, you got to just let go of everything. Illata aathila or kal, sethila or kal. Yahan bhi keep one leg here, keep one leg here. So I want both. I want both. I want both. I'm sure in other languages also there is a particular usage. So Shankara is saying that will not work. That will not work. That is why he says Sannyasa Nishta is the Adhikaritvam for this particular study. So we understand the ideal. Now we'll have questions. What happens? But I'm studying now. I'm a Grahastha only. We are all Grahasthas. And like that argument will come. So that will come next. Shankaracharya is going to bring up that argument. Okay. So Karma Sahita, understood, no? Karma Sahita means what? Vidya along with karma. That is the meaning of Karma Sahita Vidya. Karmana Saha. That is the way to understand. All right. So far, it is really only a recap of last class plus explaining the word Karma Sahita. Shankaracharya is choosing to highlight this aspect now itself instead of later. Okay. So it appears a little technical, but it's a very useful um, teaching that Shankaracharya is telling us. Okay? All right, we can chant the next line of the Bhaashyam, continuing the same thread here. Okay? Vidya karma virodhat cha.
Vidya karma virodhascha.
So that's what we are splitting sandhis, those who are new. So this virodhacha it says here. So it's just two words that join together. It is virodhat cha. That is the way. So when we chant, I'm splitting it so that you can make a note of it, and those who don't know sandhis can get used to this sandhi. All right. Vidya karma virodhat cha
Vidya karma virodhacha.
nahi
Nahi
brahmatma
brahmatma
ekatva darshanena
ekatva darshanena
saha
saha
karma
karma
swapne api
swapne api
sampadayitum shakyam.
sampadayitum shakyam.
Yeah.
Dhanyavad.
So he's, again, keep that in mind. Karma and jnana. How opposites they are. They're as opposite as night and day. That is the idea he's telling us. Okay. Such an important idea it is. Initially, it seems counterintuitive for us because I'm studying now, then I'm going to do karma, obviously. Whatever, Laukika karma also is fine. I have to go to the kitchen. I've got a lot of things to do. I have to send off children to school. So many things are there. It's all karma, 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 karma. At night, I want to review the homework. So it's a little bit of jnana. And then karma. Like that, it goes on. It's a mixture it is. A mixture. That may be true. That may be true. But even jnanam, really speaking, that commitment to jnanam is needed. And otherwise, what happens? I will hang on to karma, thinking that it is going to give me something. Moksha is only for those who have realized that karma can, whatever karma gives, however useful it is, useful it is, karma is useful, correct? It cannot give me moksha. Okay, that clarity is building slowly, and therefore he is giving this introduction. And so he's saying previously sannyasa nishta is the adhikari for this moksha, this Brahma Vidya. Now he's saying what we've been saying all along with this Vidya Karma Virodhat Cha. He's saying he's now this is called a what do you call introductory statement, brief introductory statement, which he's going to explain in the succeeding sentences. He's saying this this combination of karma and jnanam to get moksha is not possible because karma and vidya are virodhis. Virodhis means what? Enemies. Means what? They're contradictory. Means what? They don't get, you can't mix these two. It's not possible. He's starting the next paragraph with that word. He's going to explain why. Going to explain later why. Okay. So again, karma again means what? All the ritualistic lifestyle, Vedic lifestyle. There's a lot of karma. And those days, you have to imagine Shankara's lifestyle where it was like that. Now we may not appreciate it so much. But those days, that context is there. Therefore, and both this one, husband and wife involved in this. Husband and wife. You look at all the karma that is going on. Okay, people do rituals. And especially as people get older, they come closer and closer to the Vedas. They begin to do more and more Vedic karma. And you see them. And then the Pandit is saying, Pandit will say something. Then suddenly the lady knows what's going on. She knows all these things better than the guy. Okay. She knows. And then immediately she'll come running from there. And then she'll have to touch the man with the darba. Then she'll have to pour water. She's the one who has to light the fire. There are certain things only ladies should do. And so, Hiranyagarbha, like that, he will say, then suddenly she will come running. Okay. So, both, it's a partnership, really speaking. And so, this is how that lifestyle was. And so, he is saying, this karma involves a karta, an agent. I must do. There must be a doer in order to execute that karma. And so this agent and karma, whatever is going to be done shortly, are very connected. Without an agent, there is no karma. Without karma, there is no karma phala. Okay. What about jnanam? My God, jnanam is so different. Why it is different? Because the adhikari, the Veda is going to tell me, Upanishad is going to tell me, I am an akarta. I am not an agent of action. So it's very strange. It is one requires a karta, another actually requires an akarta. Means what? I must have calmed down. I must be willing to just listen, just listen, just listen. That knowledge requires just pure listening, being yourself, being yourself. And so these adhikaris themselves are different. Adhikaris are different means what? One is like we have to do some canoeing. You have to row, you do all these things. That kind of adhikari guy, my mindset is that yeah, I want to do it. Hey, you can do all these things. Have you ever done rowing? No, I've never done, but I can figure it out. That kind of mindset you need. You need somebody who can do this, not the other guy who says, what? I'll do something I can. Rowing and all is not my cup of tea. Okay. So it's all opposites like that. So he's saying, look at this. He's explaining now. Brahma Atma Ekatva Darshanena Saha Karma Swapne Abhi Sampadayatum Shakyam Nahi. He's giving another statement. Even in dream, you can't combine karma and jnana. That's what he's saying. He's going to explain that further later. Okay. Even in dream, swapne api sampadayitum na shakyam. You have to reorganize the words here. You have to say sampadayitum. Sampadayitum means what? To accomplish something, right? What do you want to accomplish? You want to accomplish mixing this jnanam and karma. Okay. In dream also you can't. Why is he saying in dream also you can't? He's saying it's a way of saying in dream you can accomplish a lot of things. Like what? So you know what? Last night I was flying. Somehow I got wings. And then it was so nice. I was flying. Not like eagle, but like these pigeons, I was flying. You can dream, no? It's possible or not possible? At least some of you should shake your head and say, yes, it's possible. Okay, I'm expecting an yes, at least some of you should say that. Yes, it's possible. It's possible. Okay, if dream is, you might say no, because I never dreamt like that. So I don't know if it is possible to dream like that. But what about haunts? Can human beings have haunts? Yesterday all of us were there and we were having dinner, but something funny was there. Everybody had horns. How? Because you're very creative, We're very creative people and all that. And we create newer and newer things. We have now created Chat GPT and all. So we are very good at this. And so we can create horns. No, the problem with you is been watching too many science fiction movies like Star Wars and this all these whatever is coming these days. I don't know what's coming, and so they have all these long noses and long ears, and then one horn and all kinds of stuff can happen in science fiction, right? So you've been watching too much. So what will you dream? Tell me. Same, you'll be going in that same starship or whatever it's called, and you'll be having a long nose. Other guy is having two horns. Somebody has one horn because he's from a different planet. So you've seen all these things. So you can do all this mix and match in dream. In dream, anything is possible. Anything is possible. And therefore, Chakra is saying, how about mixing karma and jnanam? Swapne epi sampadiyitum na shakyam. It is not possible in dream also. Like that, he's just giving that. He's emphasizing the fact that no, you can't. These two things don't go together at all. Okay? Already we know why it doesn't go together. Just look at the column, they're all opposites. Correct? They're all opposites. And so it's not possible. Okay. Now, let's look at the next that one. Yeah, let's read the next sentence. He's going to explain further. Okay.
The second, one more line has been read already, Guruji.
Which one? Vidyayaha? Yeah. Okay, I thought we start with Sampadayitum Shakyam only. No. We did not read the next one. Please, let's read that. Okay. Vidyayaha. Yeah.
विद्यायाः
कालविशेष अभावात्
कालविशेष अभावात्
अनियत
अनियत
निमित्तत्वात्
निमित्तत्वात्
कालसङ्कोच
कालसङ्कोच
अनुपपत्तिः.
अनुपपत्तिः.
Right. With that, he will. Yeah. Good. So he is giving the reason. Hey, look, this karma. There are lots of do's, don'ts, when you should do, and all these things come into play with karma. With jnanam, those things don't apply at all. Okay? Karma, take even laukika karma you take, brushing the teeth means what? You don't do it just any time of the day. There are certain times of the day you do it. Like that, all activities, there are certain times of the day. Breakfast also certain time of the day only. That's why it's called breakfast. In fact, you're breaking the fast. I think that is why it's called breakfast. Okay, so everything has a specific time to do. Okay, and Vaidika karma also is like that. Sandhya Vandanam. Sandhya means what? Sandhi means what? Joining of two things. Joining of two things means what? Hey, the night has passed and it is joining with the day. Therefore, the morning is called at that joining point. You have to do your Sandhya Vandanam. These Vedic people, these are. Okay. And then again, noon, when the day has increased, and then again the day will reduce. That time when the sun is right above or something, that is one Sandhya. Then evening time, when the day is giving way to night, at that time you do, there's another Sandhya. That is, that time only you can do. That time only. That is quite, it's called Sandhya Vandanam. So like this, karmas there are certain times when you have to do. Okay. Then there are certain times when they do tarpanam. Tarpanam they have to do during eclipses. Eclipse. Eclipse is not once in 2 weeks and all that. No, eclipse is whenever eclipse happens. Okay, it can happen even twice a month sometimes. A lunar solar is there, and it can happen once in 3 months, 4 months also. Anything is possible. So that is called niyama. Look at that. Niyama. First word, kala vishesha. Kala vishesha means specific times, frequency and all is there. And aniyata nimittatvad. Niyata nimitta. Nimitta means caused by. Caused by this niyamas. Niyamas means what? During eclipse, during certain time when the stars are like this, these kinds of nakshatras, that is called niyata. Niyata means niyama. Niyam. Niyam means certain rules. Things must happen in a particular conditions, like eclipses, like Paurnamasa, means Paurnami must be full moon, Amavasya, okay, must be those kinds of times. Because lunar, or many of our both solar calendar and lunar calendar we use, lunar has been governing the lives of many Vedic people of those days, even today. Okay, so he's saying Aniyata nimittatvat, because it's not caused by any rules like that. Jnanam, you can't apply rules like only in full moon day, I will become a jnani. I will know all these things. I can study well. Like this and all, there are no rules. Even though, what is the devata of mind? Tattva bodha. Devata of the mind. Manasaha devata. Chandramaha, Manaso Devata, Chandramaha, Moon. It's very popular. Moon and this mind are connected. Connected means what? That's why they say that full moon and all it affects people sometimes, or new moon affects people uh, during those particular days. Anyway, so uh, so what we are saying is they're all specific times. These are all specific times. And for Jnanam, you can't say that. Jnanam, you can't say. I won't study on this day because of it's a new moon. Like that, no, you don't have to study. That's your choice. But Jnanam is Jnanam. It has no connection with any time, any rule, any condition, any situation. Young, old, male, female. At least in karma, male, female will be there. Certain jobs men do, certain jobs women do might be there. Okay, but for jnanam, no such thing. That is why he's saying kala sankocha anupapattehe. Because of these things, there is no anupapatti means what? Possibility, tenability. Anupapattihi. Upapatti means tenability. Anupapatti is not possible. Not possible. What is not possible? Kala sankocha. Sankocha is a common word, right? Sankocha means shyness. Generally, in common parlance, we say Sankocha means shyness. No, here it is not shyness. Restriction. This limitation of time. Because karma depends on time, that kind of dependence doesn't exist. Kala Sankocha Anupapatti. Impossibility of time restricting knowledge. That is the meaning of that word. Okay. So, Kala Vishesha Abhavat, because it's not governed by any specific time, and Aniyata Nimittatvat, because no conditions, etc., like eclipses, no condition can limit Jnanam. And therefore, he's summarizing that by saying Kala Sankocha Anupapatti. Such a restriction does not apply at all. There is no connection between time and Jnana. No connection. All right. So normally this kind of discussion will come somewhere slightly inside the Upanishad, but now Shankaracharya is doing this here itself. All right, everybody good so far? All we are talking about is karma and jnanam, how different they are. And therefore me as a person, the jiva, can pursue karma, can pursue jnanam, and the adhikari is different in both cases. Means the requirement is I must be a karta for karma. I must want karma phalam. I must want dharmartha kama. And for that, I have to do something. Therefore, karta is adhikari. But here what? Here, that this desire to do and accomplish should actually stop. Because jnanam is talking about I being an akarta. Knowledge. That is the idea here, right? So, let's continue the discussion. Today, I have to leave in about 15 minutes after the ashram. So, we will continue. Yat tu
यत्तु
grihasteshu
गृहस्थेषु
brahma vidya
ब्रह्मविद्या
sampradaya kartritvadi
सम्प्रदायकर्तृत्वादि
lingam
लिङ्गम्
na
न
tat sthita nyayam
तत्स्थितन्यायम्
badhitum
बाधितुम्
utsahate
उत्सहते
nahi
न हि
vidhishate napi
विदिशतेनापि
tamah prakashayoho
तमः प्रकाशयोः
ekatra
एकत्र
tadbhavah
सद्भावः
shakyate kartum
शक्यते कर्तुम्
kimuta
किमुत
lingaihi
लिङ्गैः
kevalaihi
केवलैः
iti.
इति
Yeah, see, this now a Purva Pakshi is coming. Technical word I introduced called Purva Pakshi. Purva Pakshi means what? A person who is objecting to what you say. Somebody is asking a question. Now, how can I agree with you? You're saying karma and jnanam are total opposites. I can't agree with you. And you're saying you have to be a sannyasi in order to study this particular vidya. Hey, the first mantra of this Upanishad, we are about to see, what does it say? Brahma Devanam Pratama Sambhavo Vishwasya Karta Bhuvanasya Gopta Sa Brahma Vidyam Atharvaya Jeshta Putraya Praha. Brahma ji taught this to his eldest son or oldest son. That means what? They are sannyasis or grastas. Hey, not only the son is a grasta, but father also, Brahmaji also is a grasta. He had a son. And he doesn't say anywhere he's a sannyasi. So two grastas are talking to each other. And you have the audacity to tell me that sannyasa is a requirement for jnana? That is a Purva Bhaksha saying. Okay. So look at what he says. Yattu grahasteshu Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartitvadi Lingam Bhavati. Okay, Lingam. That lingam is saying that what that mantra indicates. The lingam means what? It is telling, indirectly telling that grastas are very much there, qualified to teach and study. Lingam, that is the lingam. So that's what he's saying. Grahasteshu, among grahastas. I don't know how to translate that into English. Householder, they say householder sometimes, but I don't know. I'll just leave it as grastas. Married people, let's say married people. That's what we should sue with. So it's very difficult. I'm very uncomfortable with all these English words. Householder. How do you say householder? Is that what? I don't know. I'm very uncomfortable. Grasta, leave it at Grasta. So, Grasteshu means among these Grastas, Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartritvam. Hey, Brahmaji is teaching Kartritvam. That means what? They are the authors of this Sampradaya. Grastas are the ones who are teaching and learning, passing it on. There is a Sampradaya of this Brahma Vidya Sampradaya. They are the ones who created the Sampradaya. Brahmaji created it. You are only going to tell me now. Upanishad. The creator, Brahmaji is the first person, quote unquote person. He is the one who is a grihastha. He created this. So, grihastha, what is this? You are eliminating grihasthas from the whole picture. I don't understand. That's lingam. Yattu. Yattu. Yattu means what? Even though that objection, yat objection, you should say. Yat purva pakshaha. Okay. Yat purva pakshina uchyate. Yat, that argument. Yat means what? Within bracket, that argument which is presented by those objectors. Okay. Those purva pakshis. Okay. In this manner, they say they're objecting lingam. They're using that lingam. Lingam is what? The statements in the Veda itself, like this Brahma Devana. Okay. And if they're also Imam Vivasvate Yogam Proktavan Aham Abhyam Vivasvan Manave Praha and all also, they are also Grahasthas only. Arjuna is a Grahastha. What about Krishna? Krishna is a Mahagrahastha. Okay. Where is I don't see a sannyasi anywhere at all. Please show me a sannyasi. Taittiriya Upanishad. Bhrugurvai varunihi varunam pitaram upasasara. Bhrugu is approaching his father Varuna and saying, hey Bhagavan, he says Bhagavan, he doesn't say father, dad and all he says. Bhagavan, please teach me Brahman. That is what he's saying. Father is teaching son. Chandogya Upanishad, father is teaching son. Uddalaka is teaching Shvetaketu. What are you talking? What kind of argument you are making? I don't understand this. That is what Purva Pakshi is saying. Yattu. Then he's saying, Tat. That means what? That argument, that argument which you are making based on those statements in the Upanishads, like Brahma, Devanam, etc. Okay, those statements, that lingam, that argument that you're making, or linga pramanam, you're basing it on that pramanam. You have a point. Yes, there is some sentences there which seem to indicate that grihasthas are very much qualified for this. Okay, tat sthita nyayam bhaditum na utsahate. Bhaditum na utsahate. That, even though those statements are available, it is called lingam, my dear friend. It is not, it is even among pramanams, proofs. There is something called mukhya pramanam. There is something called linga pramanam. Mukhya pramanam is the most important pramanam. And everything else is secondary to that. Secondary to that. Hey, when I say sannyasa is a requirement for Brahma Vidya, it doesn't stop a grihastha from getting Brahma Vidya. When I say masters is a requirement for PhD, it doesn't stop a person with bachelor's to get a PhD. It doesn't. There is a new. I saw a TV the other day. One guy called. He's a youngest professor. He's in New York, Bari or something like that. His name is. We all know that youngest professor in the universe. Yeah, but some of you are raising your hand. His name is something Bari. He's from Manipur, I think. His parents are all in New York, and he's like 11 years old, 12 years old when he became a professor in that university. Okay, I forgot the name of the university and all. He gave a talk at Manipur. He got a royal welcome. All the boys and girls were introducing him, talking about him and all. Very good. So tell me, because he is there, therefore anybody can get a PhD? You can try, my dear friend. Nobody can stop you. If you have that kind of a desire, in fact, people will not stop you. Why should anybody stop you? A university will be happy to get people like you. We Indians have not gone to that yet. We are still have this mindset, colonized mindset. But America, we need an America to recognize a person like this guy, Bari, right? So anyway, he says, let these young geniuses be there. We love it. It doesn't stop such people, my dear friend, like that Shankaracharya is saying that linga pramanam. He says correct, but still I'm saying sannyasa is the requirement for this jnanam. Okay. Baditum na utsahate. That kind of pramanam that you're telling, say, look at this, that special cases and all you are bringing up, that doesn't have the capacity to counter baditum. Now utsahate, it doesn't have the capacity to disprove my argument, my statement. Okay, that's what he's saying there. Huh? Everybody okay so far? Then we read the next one. Nahi vidishatena api tamah prakashayoho ekatra sadbhavaha na shakyate kartum. He's saying darkness and light, brightness, let's say. He's saying tamaha prakashayoho means tamaha means darkness. Darkness. Prakasha is brilliance, brightness. These two are opposites. Okay. Darkness and brilliance are opposite. Darkness and light are opposites. Okay. You can tell me any number of vidhi. Vidhi means statements. Vidhi Shatena, hundreds of statements. You can tell me how these things shake hands and they mix together and they dance together and all. Any number of statements cannot combine light and darkness. Any statements to the contrary cannot combine light and darkness. Vidhi Shatena api. Sadbhavaha shakyate kartum. Ekatra sadbhavaha. They exist at the same time, at the same place. Ekatra. Light and darkness cannot, whatever you say, whatever statements you bring up, none of that will change the fact that the light and darkness cannot appear at the same place at the same time. Ekatra sadbhavaha. Okay. And then, Kimota, what to talk of? What to talk of? Lingaihi kevalaihi iti. You are bringing some, you are not talking about mukhya pramanam. You are bringing some lingas. You are inferring certain things from these other statements like Brahma Devana. Upanishad doesn't say Grahastha is qualified. Where, tell me the statement, Grahastha is qualified. No. Nowhere you'll find that statement. From a Grahastha, you can become a sannyasi, it will say. A brahmachari can become a sannyasi, it will say. Correct? That it will say. But it will never say a brahmachari can be a brahmajnani. It will not say. Will not say. So therefore, that is mukhya pramanam. Sannyasa nishta eva. Everything else is linga pramanam. That linga. Don't get confused. Linga means that secondary pramanam. Not mukhya pramanam. Like in the court of law. Court of law, judge, prosecution, defense, everything fighting their case. And there are two witnesses. One guy says, I heard a gunshot. One guy says, I saw him shooting. Tell me, tell me, who is a more powerful witness? This hearing and all, it's okay, it's good, you were there, you are a witness. We agree you are a witness. But sorry, your witness is not as good as the eyewitness. Okay? Like that, Shankaracharya is making a statement. Okay. Kevalaihi lingaihi means just by quoting what you are quoting, it's not possible. You bring some mukhya pramanam also, then only I can accept your argument. That's what he's saying. All right. Let's read the next one. Evam
एवम्
ukta sambandha
उक्तसम्बन्ध
prayojanayaha
प्रयोजनायाः
upanishadaha
उपनिषदः
alpaksharam
अल्पाक्षरम्
grantha vivaranam
ग्रन्थविवरणम्
arabhyate.
आरभ्यते
Yeah. Grantha Vivaranam Arabhyate. Vivaranam. Explanation. Vivaranam. Explanation. Ah. Upanishadah prayojanayah. Then he said, Ya Imam Brahma Vidya Shraddha Bhakti Purasara Desham Garbha Janma. So he's saying, in this manner, we have introduced the text. That's what he's saying. That's the final meaning of this sentence. In this manner. In what manner? In the manner I described. What did I describe? Anubandha Chatushtayam. Do not forget that. Anubandha Chatushtayam. Every text has this, right? What is this? Vishaya Prayojana Adhikari Sambandha. Okay, I don't want to explain it again and again. Otherwise, we will go into a circle. They will say, Guruji, you are just going like this. So I don't want to do that. Vishaya means topic. Prayojana means what is the purpose? What do I get by studying this? That is called Prayojanam. Then Adhikari, who's qualified for that? And then what is the Sambandha? What is the connection between? How do I know that if I study this, I'll get moksha? That is called Sambandha. And so the Adhikari part was talked about. Now, Sannyasa Nishta Eva Adhikaraha, like that he said. So, in that manner, Evam Ukta Sambandha Prayojanaya Ha Upanishadaha Alpa Aksharam Grantha Vivaranam Arabhyate. So, a brief introduction to the Upanishad was given. Okay. An Upanishad which has that particular Anubandha Chatushtayam, Ukta Sambandha Prayojanayaha. Ukta means said, told. So it's a bit a different way. In Sanskrit, all these words are all samasas, called samasa. So in this manner, in the manner in which I explained to you the Anubandha Chatushtayam, in that manner, which has the Sambandha and Prayojana, etc., the explanation, a brief introduction explanation of the Upanishad is begun. Like that he says. Okay. Alpaksharam. Alpaksharam is brief. Alpaksharam. Alpaksharam. And elsewhere in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad also he says Alpaksharam. And Alpaksharam, it only runs to a few pages. Runs only to a few pages. Alpaksharam he says to that. For us, one sentence, it takes 2 days to finish. Okay. And there he says Alpaksharam. So we have to be very careful with this Alpaksharam. Shankaracharya's Alpaksharam. All right. So what we'll do is I'll pause here. I'd like to pause because I have to leave now. But then later on, he's going to give the meaning of the word Upanishads. Beautiful it is. We all need to know that meaning of the word Upanishad before getting into the first mantra. Okay, that's what's coming up next. So if you have any questions, you can write it down and you ask me in the next class. Or if there is anything that could be explained in the WhatsApp, you let me know. WhatsApp, I generally won't give long explanations about. Long explanations require an interaction. So I'm not this kind of person. It is writing. Understanding from reading is inferior to understanding from listening. This is called Mukhyam and Linga, correct? Mukhyam and Linga. Listening is Mukhyam. Then reading is Linga. I'm using the same word Shankara is using. Okay? All right. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om